Love stories are a tale as old as time. Some of the best stories ever are love stories. TV, the famous will they won't they. Films, the friends to lovers romance. Books, obviously the enemy to lovers. But in games, what do we have? Well, we have the broken love story theory, patent pending. Welcome back to Mumble Game. On today's Mumble, we question our own relationships. We ask, why are these two together? And also, are these together? As we look at broken love stories in video games. Disclaimer, this may trigger some of you about your favourite relationships in gaming. When you think of video game love stories, what comes to mind?
Season, how could I have known she was your sister? How long have you two been standing there?
Well, when I put 50 hours, not 10 hours, into Baldur's Gate 3, waiting for Lorien to release it on Switch so I can make the new life as Zelda the Fighter, I came to realise that the love stories in this game were kind of broken. Giving inspiration for this video, which means we're going to start with Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh God.
There are truly some great elements to this game. Don't get me wrong, it's one of my favourite games ever made. It is truly special. The love stories, though, could be another story. I'm not going to complain that we can't be with anyone or we can't be with multiple people. I'm happy with my relationship with Oh my god, I've played it for 15 hours and I can't remember her name. How? How is that possible? I know why that's possible. I just call her Boo. She's Boo, okay? She's just Boo to me, so I don't call her by her name. I'm talking about the actual story leading up to these relationships. Actually, since writing this, me and whoever has had a little bit of a falling out. And I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just a role-playing game. I'm fine. Okay? I'm fine. The reason why a lot of these are kind of broken is that a lot of them do feel like they kind of come out of nowhere. Maybe some are stronger than others, and we kind of are in a weird avenue as we are playing a role-playing game, and I'm playing as a druid who likes rogues and barbarians, not Henry Cavill druid that looks like Shrek. Maybe I am holding Baldur's Gate 3 to a bit too high standard, as they technically get to write like 10 different romance stories for Baldur's Gate 3. Maybe we will revisit Baldur's Gate 3 in kind of like the second part of this video. Not the second part, when we look at the actual true loves of this game in a kind of series of romance stories in this. So remember to subscribe to see more of, well, basically videos like this. One I can't blame myself for, what has kind of changed over the years, is Mario and Peach is another tale as old as time, but video game time. The Princess and the Plumber. Unless you played the original Mario game, was actually called Donkey Kong. Yes, Donkey Kong was the original Mario game, technically, for all you whippersnappers.
That means you, Diddy Kong!
Sorry.
Mario's original squeeze, though, was kind of Pauline, I'm terrible with names. Or maybe Pauline had a thing for Donkey Kong and Princess Peach had a thing for a dino.
I'm your mama?
Is Mario the villain of the story? Is he like the Gaston? It makes you think. Actually, comment below. What team are you? Are you Team Bowser, Team King Kong, or Team Mario? Princess Peach's type aside, this relationship is one of the most iconic in video games. Mario and Peach is a solid foundation for a broken relationship in games, mostly due to Peach not wanting to be in a relationship on plain paper, even though I do think that she secretly loves Bowser, but more of that forbidden love. Generally, Peach kicked both of them basically to the curb at the end of Odyssey, confirming that the relationship was a pipe dream. So Peach kind of never wanted to be in a relationship, and I suppose if she did like Bowser, it was kind of Stockholm syndrome. You know what? I'm just going to ship Peach and Toad. I think they'd work together. Mark this down as a broken relationship. One count of weird guy and one count of not being interested. It's definitely not as bad as Sonic and Princess Alice. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that with a furry pole. Let's clear things up before I piss everyone off. Yennefer and Geralt are some of my favourite characters in gaming, okay? But the relationship is worse than my parents. I hit my own nerve. I have read 2 books, watched all the TV show, but I am forgetting all about that and focusing on their video game relationship. It's pretty crappy.
Damn it, Yen. I saw the foglets. I meant how'd they get here.
Also, side note, I'm basically using the best possible avenues for the broken mance for this. So the choices, starting with the fact that she isn't even in 2/4 of the video game series. I know these two are very important to each other, but through the game, do they even like each other? Even in that scene, kind of the start of Witcher 3 in Kiramura, when Geralt and Yen are talking about Ciri, kind of like parents of a child, talking about school, what they're going to do, or it feels like two people that are just kind of together because of Ciri. That's just the only reason they're together. It's like that wish was made to keep them together. This really being they're together because of their adopted daughter, and that really being the only reason they're together. Yeah, like, yeah, they like doing the magic pants dance, but do they actually like being in the same room? Some of you may say this is just how they flirt. However, to me, it feels like more passive-aggressive of why the hell am I destined to you? I think they do kind of prove in the game that it isn't just destiny by this wish in Witcher 3, although the reason they spent this much time together is still forced together by destiny, and then they feel things because they're forced together, so can you really say it wasn't destiny? It generally feels like the trope of the parents staying together till they move out. They'll go their separate ways in that fact I generally think their relationship is one of the most broken in games, and it's really not really any of their fault. Well, maybe it's Geralt's. I'll kill you. Maybe if the destiny wasn't a thing, they'd both be kind of just distant memories from each other. Maybe they do love each other. I think there's some sort of love there, but I still think this is a broken man's pattern pending. This one also has that extra layer of spice as well, because we kind of find out what's going to happen to Geralt and Yennefer, depending on our choices, hopefully, with the next Witcher game. What is really interesting? I originally was going to include Ellie and Dina, as I kind of thought Dina kind of changed Ellie through her experience, but then I kind of went back to that story of the game, watched through all the cutscenes again, and realized I should do a video on good romances in game. So yeah, stay tuned for a part 2 kind of this video, not really part 2, but just its own standalone video on true love in games. Many love stories don't really work and feel a bit broken in video games due to us not really seeing much of it. And this one asked the question, how did the Helmdale did this even work when it was a relationship? Way back in 2016, there was a little announcement called God of War, what blew minds. It made me go through a stupidly long journey through the world of God of War. The biggest surprise though was Kratos has become a big daddy again, older and wiser this time around, I suppose.
Yard justice, because if you don't come back hard on a bitch, you're gonna end up getting sold for a pack of Camel Lights and a Jell-O cup. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Always solve your problems with violence.
Okay, Daddy.
Great.
There is though a giant-sized giant in the room. Well, a normal-sized giant, but sometimes not giant. But giants are just name of the race. But they're also sometimes actually giant, but only when they died of illness. What is never explained. Okay, even though it was a cliffhanger of the whole game, then they never explained it.
Your every step you take, you, and that's the only way. Shake, shake, shake.
This story does get a bit stupid when you think of the giants, actually, and it is kind of echoed through the relationship between Kratos and... You know what, I'm not even going to use her real name. You can comment below if you know her name without Googling it. I'm going to call her... Axe Woman. No. Axe Giver. No. Giant Wife. I'm going to call her the Giant Wife. The Giant Wife feels like a literal baby making this game, as it feels like her only purpose is to give the God of War a new franchise player in Atreus. I'm getting ahead of myself. That is more of a fault of the writing of the game. Let's focus down the actual relationship rather than the lack of writing in this game. The relationship of what we know of these two is broken as the ending of God of War Ragnarok. I will die in Mount Olympus and say that Kratos should have died in this game. Anyway, that's another video for another day. I feel like when Giant Wife met Kratos, he's a bit of a fixer-upper stuck in her head. The conversations we see between these two is Kratos saying nothing, just grr. Oh, how's your day? Grr. What about, what? Oh, you want a kid? Oh, we had a kid, I'm pregnant. The lack of communication with these two is if a bear had a relationship with a tree. The only conversation they really have, Giant Wife wishes for some stuff after she dies, what's also pretty never really explained, and Kratos having father issues. If this game isn't a metaphor for communications in relationships, I don't know what is. I really don't know what is. I don't know what a normal day looks like for these two when they're just talking and living. What the hell do they talk about? It's definitely not their history because they don't know anything about each other. Maybe Kratos just has a thing for redheads. Hi. And Giant Wife just wanted a god-worthy seed? Ugh. Maybe that's what love is in the God of War universe, but in real life, this is a disaster. And if Giant Wife didn't die, and what she never told Kratos about, even though it was spreading and probably going to kill her, and we still don't know what actually happened, I think they would have killed each other trying to parent that little god spawn over there. Okay, I've been known to grumble here and there. Ooh, this is making me question my own relationship. I think I'll stop there, but I'm also going to take a rain check. I'm just going to call the wife. Yep. How you doing? I'm just calling you how you doing. No, I'm not doing the relationship video and then question my own relationship. Why? Okay. Bye, I love you. No. You think it? Okay, it's time to get a little weird. Let's turn up that green light. get your X remotes, and prime your warhogs. Even though most relationships in the future are going to be AI and person.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Can we move forward?
Yeah, let's do that.
Did we really need this in Halo? Cortana was at one point just a kind of strategy guide for the game, and then developed to become something a bit more, let's go weirder.
Know what that condescending bitch said to me after our first game of
Going from simple helper to basically one of the main plot points of the game, turning into this weird evil AI, and then kind of having a redemption arc. Basically by Halo 4, she is done. Her lifespan is run out, and we're trying to save her. She saves John, aka Master Chief, never John. Then in Halo 5, she's still alive, but corrupt and wants to take over the galaxy. And then in Infinite, she's still evil and then has a few of the Banshees, but then kind of has a redemption arc and destroys herself. Jesus Christ on a cracker, that escalated quickly and the relationship becomes broken even quicker. This could generally be one of the most broken relationships in this video. I know we kind of see it break in front of our eyes when Cortana turns heel and does like a Palpatine take over the world kind of stuff, but let's say she never really turns evil and it's a happy ending. Do you see Master Chief in the morning drinking coffee asking Cortana how your day was? No, you can see Master Chief not talking, shooting bottles outside when Cortana's in his helmet when he does this because she's an AI and he's a freaking human being. It's weird. Both of them need to sort out their stuff before they even think about going on a first date as well.
Which one is she? The one in the green hoodie? Wow. I wonder if she's like a guidance counselor or something?
No, I don't think so.
She's like probably a tutor.
Nope.
She probably
No.
Nope.
There's no grounds for this relationship, it's broken from its core, and I watched over again to remind myself how this bond has grown and how it really went to a relationship, and I still don't understand it because he never breaks a promise. Is that the foundation? Because he never meant to break a promise to a woman or some shit? Also alongside this, AI only has 7 years to live, or they basically turn into Palpatine.
Pretty much.
In my mind, this is like shipping Ratchet and Clank. No, actually, their relationships makes more sense. They have chemistry together, and they're more than work buddies. That you actually saw them have proper conversations. It's like Ratchet and Clank is like the Pam and Jim of the Office, and Master Chief and Cortana are like the Jan and Scott. If any of these relationships do remind you of your own, just go off this video now and go hug your significant other. Just go. I forgive you. Maybe give it a like and subscribe. And, I don't know, comment below that I saved your relationship. I'll take that credit. Anyway, let's end this video with a whole series of broken romances. More broken romances than Walking Dead. Actually, that's not true. They have a lot more broken romances. Anyway, Resident Evil. Ethan Winters and Mia Winters were very weird. This could be similar to Kratos on Giant Wife. There is terrible communication. Whoever wrote these two characters have some marriage problems.
Good soup.
I'm just going to point that out. As in a similar fashion here, the wife, this being Mia Winters, has a pretty big secret, being the fact she worked on a freaking bioweapon, some of the worst stuff in the world. I'm pretty sure she was part of the creepy child thing as well. Okay, I understand why Mia didn't really tell Ethan. Maybe she didn't know what she was doing until it's too late and didn't want to break off this relationship for something she didn't even know about. What he might not understood. And she loved him. Why would you tell him? It didn't really affect him until it massively did. So maybe this isn't a broken relationship. Oh yeah. Okay, my partner won't watch this, but if she did this, I don't think I would have a child with her. I don't care if she was mind controlled. No matter what, but after this, it's finished. Can you imagine even doing the infected zombie after this? They had a freaking child after this. You know what? Maybe continue your friendship. Don't give her the keys to your house or anything. Maybe there is like a 25% chance that they could forgive this. Maybe if she wasn't the actual reason for it existing. Kratos and Giant Wife look like a goddamn fairy tale in comparison to this broke-ass relationship. Do you think they talked about it much? Oh wait, no they didn't, because they argued if he mentioned it once. Both of these people are stupid to think that would work. Generally think they had a kid to try and fix their explosive virus-filled relationship. Oh yeah, Ethan has also made it a mold after 7 after dying to the bakers, so I don't really want to unwrap that because I thought it was stupid because he still had a kid. What isn't mold? I hate thinking about that so much. Anyway, the Winters aren't the most effed up. Well, they actually could be the most effed up. There's other effed up relationships in Resident Evil. Broken to the core. Let's go. Ending with these two. I'm not a gym person, but if there's any of them watching, okay, sorry, wrong audience, but I think this is what a gym relationship fling would look like. You meet in a pretty tight spot, you go through, you're tired, you do the old XXX virus, but you still go back to the same gym and it's kind of awkward. Maybe you would try to date and it makes it worse. And I think that is basically the relationship between Ada and Leon. Also, I suppose this is kind of enemies to lovers trope in game to a certain mystery kind of point. Even though it does feel like this relationship is broken, it does feel like there's a small chance because Ada is such a mysterious character. Maybe if we learn more about Ada, her and Leon could be a match made in heaven. Well, Resident Evil heaven, what I don't think it'd be a good thing. But looking at their sort of relationship, Leon knows as much as we do. And secrecy in relationships like a deep dark evil of the world ending kind of thing is a perfect foundation for a relationship. I think that's actually kind of the main reason why relationships in Resident Evil are so messed up than like the Walking Dead universe, because when you have a secret, it's not like I had 8 beers rather than 3 last night. Or it's like, oh, I killed the ill people in prison. It's more like, you know that virus that killed that town and is kind of slowly destroying the world? Well, I was part of that, creating that. But yeah, do you want to have a kid? Really, in summary, a lot of these relationships feel underdeveloped and broken, mostly due to us not really seeing much about them. Realistically, developers need to read more books. Has anyone ever heard of enemy to lovers in the development world? Well, I suppose Resident Evil kind of did it, but it had a lot of the S virus on it, didn't it? Christ alive, going through this really made me realize how badly the women were written in some of these games. I know that's not really a big surprise, but some of these games I've played for so long I didn't really think of it until I looked through the relationships and how they were treated in these kind of stories. It's pretty rough. Like, I don't want to make this whole video about that. It's about broken relationships and it's not going to be about that, but it makes you think a little bit. Come on. Yeah? But that's it for this Mumble. Comment below your thoughts. Do you think these relationships are broken? Are you excited for a video where I actually look at good relationships and make you feel better about a relationship, maybe, or worse, depending on how you feel about your own? But with that, comment below your thoughts, like and subscribe for future Mumbles, and I will see you on the next Mumble. Remember to join the Horde. Let's clear things up before I piss everyone off within a fang's throw. Let's clear things up before I piss everyone off within a fang's throw. How am I going to say that? Let's clear things up before I piss everyone off within a fang's throw. With a fang's throw. Okay, let's just cut that.